there, Chelsea here, MonarchAlley. I'm a vintage lover, thrifter, and part-time reseller, and today I have a very braggy video for you. I've sold quite a few items that I've gotten for free for $50 to $100, but this is a new record, friends. I sold a video game for $2,200. You saw in the screenshot, let's talk about it. So my husband is a video game collector and gamer, and when he saw this big lot of free video games on Facebook, he decided to go for it. I mean, why not? It's free. Everyone loves free. Got the box home, dug through the games, and found, a few things that were worth keeping, and then started scanning to see if anything was worth selling. That's one thing that's awesome about like the two of us combined, right? Is like his knowledge of video games and my knowledge of reselling. We work together, we scan a lot of stuff just in case. So one game in particular that he scanned had comms ranging from $200 to like $3,000. The game I'm referencing, you probably saw in the thumbnail and the title of this video, was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now what made this game in particular special is a few different things. One, it was sealed, and that's huge for video game value, especially right now. Is it sealed, and in what condition is the seal, which I'll get to that later. But two, that this game in particular was actually pulled from the shelves and it had to be given a new rating based on some mature content, well, extra mature content in the game known as hot coffee. I won't go into the details of what that means or what in particular happens in the game when you reach this particular level, but what I do know is that it, like I said, makes this game a little extra unique and a little extra collectible. So like I mentioned, we had gotten this game for free, but we did pay about $100 to get the game graded with expedited shipping. Unfortunately, I thought that this meant that the actual grading would be expedited. No, it didn't mean that at all. The game finally did return to us, and I went ahead and recorded an unboxing of that so that if you have never sent an item in to be graded, either a collectible card or video game or what have you, that you can get a glimpse into the process. Know that the lines are long. A lot of people are sending things in to be graded because the value or the market right now is really hopping. But one thing I will say is that the grade really matters to buyers. So let me show you that unboxing. Okay, y'all, so here's the game. Here it is. So we got this graded, as I mentioned before, because it's a highly valued game, and the grading came back excellent. So grade A for the seal rating. I think the next highest would just be an A+, so I feel good about that. It has details on the label, which is really cool. It shows it's a 9.8 rating, which is really excellent as well. It's gonna bode well for like actually selling this thing for a good chunk of change. So we got it rated by WATA. They have their seal there. And then what's really cool too is like along the back, it has details, and it talks about that this is the controversial addition due to the hot coffee mod, leading to an adult-only rating and briefly recalling the game. And then it has some details there. So yeah, I feel like this is so cool, so legit. It took a long time for this to show up, even though we did expedited, but that basically just gave us expedited shipping once they had time to process. So as you saw, we were really lucky. We got a near perfect grading on that game. 9.8A is a great rating to have. And it really does matter. If you're not of the world, it's hard to kind of wrap your brain around how like a little thing between a 9.6 and a 9.8 would matter, or an A or an A++, but it really does matter to buyers, especially when they're going to spend about $2,000 on a collectible video game. We went ahead and listed the game for $2,700, which I felt like I was basically shaking upon listing this item on eBay. I actually didn't list it to any other platforms. I felt like eBay would be the best platform for this particular sale. I started receiving messages from potential buyers. One person in particular asked if they could do a trade where I would give them the game and I could pick out $2,000 worth of merchandise from their eBay store. Another person reached out and was really adamant about taking the transaction off of eBay. Again, that's something I wasn't comfortable doing. I know it goes against eBay's rules. I didn't even want those messages to be in my message stream in case like the eBay police were watching, and I didn't want them to take down my $2,700 listing. The potential buyer was really persistent and almost aggressive in the way that they were insisting we take it off so that they don't have to pay taxes, and then I wouldn't have to pay the fees. But I didn't mind because to me, keeping it on eBay meant that it was going to be a safe, secure transaction. Within a couple weeks, I had an actual real offer on the game for $2,200. My hands were shaking as I accepted it, thinking, this buyer isn't going to pay. They're just testing the limits. Well, a cool thing actually happened where I had just gotten back from a week-long vacation with my family, and I was running some errands, actually dropping off some of the packages that sold while I was on vacation, and listening to Pure Hustle podcast, which is one of my favorite reselling podcasts. In that particular episode, they were talking about the grading system. I think someone had just said, maybe Mike had just said that getting a 9.8A is like a perfect grade. It's so rare and hard to do. And I was just kind of beaming about our game and the rating that we got. While I was listening to the podcast and dropping off packages at the post office, the buyer actually paid for the game. I lost my mind. Shipping it was really easy because I kept all the original materials that we received from WATA when they sent it to us. The game is in this indestructible case, so I wasn't really worried about it, but I wanted to make sure it was packaged up nicely. So like I said, I kept it in the peanuts and everything, the same box that WATA sent it to us. I did offer the buyer free shipping, and I paid extra that they would have to sign for it because I didn't want anyone claiming that it was left on their porch and they didn't receive it. So the insurance to me was really worth it. I then waited like weeks and weeks for feedback so I could make this video and feel super confident that the transaction ended well. I never got feedback from the buyer, but I also haven't received anything bad from the buyer, so I feel, I guess, good about it overall. And all we did go from a $0 cost of goods to about $150 with the grading and then paying for the shipping. In all, after fees, we made over $1,900 on this game. So what's next? I don't know. Some of the profit we used for play money. My husband got a new tattoo and he was really excited about that. Otherwise, it's in with my reseller money and with my savings, kind of in a pot waiting for a next investment. I would hate to whittle it away on just buying little items at Goodwill here and there. I'm really interested. I mean, now I have the video game bug, right? So I'm really interested to see if there are any games that I could buy for like a cheaper price, get them graded, and then flip them for big money. The hunt is difficult because there are a lot of people doing this right now, and I'm not one that knows everything about video games, but I have a little money I can play with, and I think making a bigger investment would be really cool for my business. So I guess we'll see what happens, but I had to share the story with you to remind everyone that these things are real. These things really happen. I bought a Nintendo Power magazine, the first issue that ever came out. I bought that for 25 cents and sold it for nearly $200 on eBay. I got a free grill off the side of the road that was vintage and so cool, and that sold for $150 on eBay. So these things are possible, but they are few and far between. So I revel in my success, but I also know that this likely will never happen again. But it definitely has opened my eyes to the potential, and so I'm excited to do some more research and see what we do in the future. That's all I got for today, friends. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel. I love sharing some tips and tricks for reselling online. Like I said, I am a part-time reseller, which I feel like shows that flips like this are attainable for anyone. Thanks, y'all. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.